So no, I love it.
Yeah.
Just love
What did
racing.
he think of sprint cars? Because you know, I remember when my old man was racing super sedans.
Yep.
And then the Kelly sprint car team would come to town. It was like they were another world, right? So if you were into super sedans or modifieds,
Yep.
the sprint cars are those bloody showboating wankers,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
And so if your old man had his entire life doing motors and everything was sort of based around like cars,
Yep.
and now he'd have to find his territory as well.
Oh, that's right. Exactly. Exactly. So.
And yourself, like everyone's thinking different here. Wow. And
Yeah.
then have you forgotten about the modifieds pretty quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, mate. We left on a bad note there. So,
Yeah.
Had a fire sale and sold everything, and
Right.
bought the car when we ran our own car, which we still have. We bought that off Voidy. When that deal ended, we actually went and purchased the whole lot back off him and run our own deal. So, but yeah, that was where we ended up. So we love it and had all our own gear. Well, still got all our own gear. And
You had your own sprint car.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah. So
What sort of decision was that?
it wasn't easy.
No, but it was like the next thing. Let's do something different. Or...
Yeah, we sort of, when we got sort of turf or stuff hit the fan at modifieds, it's like, where do you go? You need to try and pull sponsors. You need to try and,
Am I missing something?
What's that, sir?
Hit the fan. Like I can get it.
Oh, sorry. With
Is something?
I got a big fine from Dirt Modifieds for supposedly taking someone out, which I never got to appeal or nothing. That was my biggest thing. I've never intentionally taken anyone out in my whole racing career ever, and it was a lot of toing and throwing, and they didn't come to me and talk to me about it. It was all hush hush, and they were fining me and weren't going to tell me, and it was worst thing they've ever handled. I thought, being, and I'd been club president, and I supported the club for a lot of years, and they go on, and this is club driven, from why they've done it, and then it just ripped my heart out because we'd done a lot of work on we put everything into it, and then for that to happen, it was really gut wrenching, And I had guys in the club telling us, "You're in the wrong, pay the money," and these are guys that I'd been around for 10 or 12 years, within the club, telling me that I'm in the wrong, but I know I wasn't, and they wouldn't even watch the video, and it clearly shows that I got what happened. I got caught on. I was leading the race. I'm the leader of the race, of the feature race at Archfield in the modified. Got up to lap traffic, had a bobble, got balked by a car, and then car come through, hit me, jumped over the front, got hooked on my front. They had shock towers in the front of them, so it got hooked. And it's bang, bang, bang. I thought, someone's jamming me behind, so got on the gas, turned left, but obviously he's hooked on the front, so he's turned right and gone straight into the fence, and I've basically followed him in.
Right.
And it was, you can clearly see I'm turning left, It wasn't like I was turning
right. And just
right.
some one or two dudes have decided that's it and followed it through.
Yep.
Because,
it really, no one got hurt. No one got, I think he got a flat tyre. I got a shock tower torn off and a shock broken. So we're both in the infield. There was nothing, it was racing instant,
Yep.
It got back in and we're just all, down and out, as you are when you have something wrong with the car.
Yep.
And then the chief still wouldn't even tell us what was going on. They wouldn't, we're holding your logbook. How rude it, I've never, ever had that before. Never. So it was a big thing for my racing career. That really put a downer on it. And by then, dirty letters and all sorts of things coming through. And so then we just went, right, sold everything, that's probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Your baby that you've spent all your time on, that you've,
you've
made that from scratch, and you spent time, you know what I mean? It's just, you spend a lot of time on something and you put a lot of love and care and all your time and effort into something that you're proud of to make or build or whatever.
And people who weren't ever really your friends, but you're like going to work every day.
Yeah.
Next minute, a few of them turn on you in a weird way and you can't see your point of view. Like, are you kidding me?
Yep.
And so... Yeah, it forms a big black hole in your heart. I could imagine.
Oh, it was bad, and it's the same on my father's part. He was involved in the club and same deal. But he he really hurt him, and so then we all, we went searching for, what are we going to do next? We're at that stage. We the deal with Voidy didn't work out, and we decided, either we buy the car or go sprint car, or we probably can't really afford it, but we'll give it a go. And as it turned out, it probably wasn't as bad as we thought. When you consider what we used to spend on the modified, and then you move to sprint cars, it probably wasn't too bad, considering that because we were in the prize money pool, when you're always constantly up the front with that front group of people, that that helped.
And there's more money
turn
up
the wheels.
there.
Yeah, yeah, and it helped a bit. We've done a good.
Right.
We come second in the series. We won a lot of money in the series and stuff like that, which was really good for us in the first year of our own car.
And sometimes I'm lying in bed like 10 years later, and thinking about the time when I was second. There's a yellow flag, there's an orange cone out, and the guy in front has got a flat tire.
Yeah.
And you're coming up the cone. The race has started. The greens are on.
Yeah.
But you can't pass until you get to the cone. This one particular time, the whole field, one guy just passed me before we got to the cone. On the inside of the cone, I'm still stuck in second behind the guy with the flat tyre who can't go any sort of faster.
Yeah.
And they just let the heat go.
Oh, you're kidding.
And they just let it go. Like, these little decisions that just stick with your mind forever.
Yep.
No one understands how much mind effort you put into making your team happy and winning the race and everything. And then sometimes little weird decisions, which are just for Speedway. It could be timing. The timing thing didn't work properly. Well, then why is, so they'll put you to the back or something.
Or get an extra laps,
Yeah, all that sort of stuff, which because of Speedway has to go on. The show must go on the night, but you'll never stop thinking about that.
Yeah.
You'll never. Ever. And okay, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Good thing.
Yep.
So how long was it then you had your own car before you got a yeah, tell me. Well, I know nothing, mate. I don't even go to the Speedway.
Well, I had the
track
modified
anymore,
for probably from 2002, so we're up to now. We only sold that probably 3 years ago.
Right.
So
did you own a sprint car before you got the Titan ride?
Yes. Yes.
So pretty much Bingo just said, "Hey, do you want to drive this thing?"
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, we talked with Bingo. We tried to lease a motor there at one stage there where we heard a motor in our own thing. We're looking for someone to get a motor off, and that's where we touched base with Bingo at one stage. And then that.
Did you get a motor, by the way?
No.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. We got ours fixed in time, so it was sort of we sort of fixed the problem up and got it going again. It was like an Easter trail sort of deal. This is going back probably last season, I think. Yeah, or the year before. I'll lose races these days. It's sort of they all blend into one. It's amazing, yeah. But I had I think it was with our own modified. What's that till? Then we went to the Voight deal, so we did that for a season and the start of the next season. Then we went back to the modified again, which was probably 3 years ago. And then we had our own car for 2 seasons, which we still got sitting there. Yeah, so it's all ready to roll if we ever go back to it or whatever happens.
All right, so the season's nearly done now.
Yep.
And I don't know, I don't know. Sounds like you're still going to be driving this thing, right?
I don't know. We haven't talked yet. It was always just a 1 year deal. So
okay,
we'll talk some more at the end of the season, see where it ends up. And,
I hope you do, man.
Yep.
There was something between you and that bloody 16-year-old, what's his name? Lachlan McHugh. Damn. 16 in a sprint car. And you guys were wheel to wheel.
Yeah.
Often at Archerfield, for Christ's sake,
Yep.
Racing like your Sammy and Kinzer.
That good? Jeez.
Yeah, man.
Thanks,
you didn't
man.
even touch, or you might have, you know what I'm saying?
Bit of respect.
Hey,
there for each
I'll
other.
say it myself. If it was me, I'd probably go and get a little, possibly, too aggressive, and then you might get tangled up, and that's generally what happens, right?
Yeah.
A young dude and
Well, it's harder to.
someone's trying to prove something.
I reckon it does your head in more with the young guys coming through than the guys that have already been there. For me, you know how you say, you're Robbie Farrs or all these guys. It's like I probably get more frustrated with the young guys coming through and smoking you. It's like,
definitely.
No,
oh mate,
they pass you like, they shouldn't be doing that, but they are.
Mate. I remember, and everyone have this story. I remember when James McFadden was like 12, and I first raced. We did 2 years racing the Northern Territory Trail.
Yep.
And James's dad, Dave McFadden,
Yep.
we're at Alice Springs at his junkyard shop or whatever it was, and here's I just remember him like that. He's only 14, maybe just got a go-kart, and
Yep.
he was just some cool kid, you know.
Yep.
And then I clearly remember at Archerfield, him just, he passed me pretty good there, and you know, and then I can't catch him. Like,
Yep.
you know when you know,
Yeah.
like this dude's good. Damn it, I'm gonna have to race this guy often now.
Yeah.
Like, there's no denying that this guy's a player. Like, you know, without being too cocky, you put other guys to the back of your mind.
Yeah.
I can mentally, for some reason, I've got it over this dude.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
And but when you know those good ones.
Yeah.
But on the other thing is, you get I wouldn't say Andrew Shirley was ever. He's a really good racer.
Yep.
But there are a couple of others that I'd race with who like, damn it, here's this dude coming.
Yep.
Maybe because they had those white wall tyres, they'd sort of they really squeak. You know what I mean? That was the worst part about those white wall tyres.
You probably got him a race before, mate.
They'd say, "Oh, it's this guy," pull down on me all the time. You know. And because they were those guys, like, I'm not going to let you pass me ever. You know?
Yep.
But, you know.
No, that's cool.
So you, did you do a 50 lapper?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just trying to remember it now.
Yeah. I never did a 50 lapper. I did a couple of 40s.
Toowoomba 50 lapper. Yeah.
Right. Your arms nearly fall off? What happened?
No. We
did your arms nearly fall off when you first started racing sprint cars? Was it actually easier or?
No, it wasn't. Probably not, because I'm used to wrestling around Lismore and dirt modifieds, and they're heavier.
Same seat shape. And...
Yeah, so it was sort of much of a muchness that for me. You know, the transition probably wasn't as hard as some people coming from other divisions, you know. So
yeah, right.
It
and the wing pull and the
it was
just the turning.
It was probably harder for me when I went from the sprint car back to the modified. So I come ripping into the turn, and we got to get this thing in here, and I'm going too fast here, so I had to back it in and. I'm like, whoa, we're going into the fence here.
Yeah, well, what do you do there? Do you touch the brakes a little? Do you have to set the car up?
Just get on it.
Much the same, okay.
Yeah. But no, on the slick tracks, you got to get it on the nose and slow it up and try and get the side bite. But yeah, with your heavy tracks, you know, I was probably one of the more aggressive racers, so you'd come in a lot hotter and get it on the right rear, a bit like we do with the sprint car, but it's laying the opposite way, you know. So, right. But yeah, it's good techniques. And
what about this? Speaking of slick tracks, I remember the first time I raced Mount Gambier, and I think I came second in the B main to who's Danny, the American that's come here a million times, Danny Smith.
Yep.
I remember everyone loves Danny Smith. You know, here he is, and I was second to him in it was just a B main, but it was just he and I.
Yep.
That thing was glass.
Yep.
It was like one of these cold Mount Gambier nights. You've raced there, right?
Yeah.
And I haven't seen anything so slick. It actually felt like glass. Like, you know, you could never get the tyres working at all. You know, it was like, if only people knew what had the difference in racing a sprint car, like with tear-offs and no visor, and next minute you're trying to find that 2 meters where you can get some grip, try and get the gas down that spot, and then it'll go to absolutely glass. For want of a better one, that's what I'd sort of put it to, because it was so shiny, especially at Mount Gambier, you just see this shine.
Yep. It's changed a little since probably you raced there. A long time ago, mate.
Oh, come on. Come on. Yeah, well, you know, the horse and cart used to grade it.
Yeah, I reckon it would have back then.
Hey. It was faster back then, probably.
Yeah, probably.
It was probably faster.
Yeah.
Those tyres were just working the whole track.
No, it's definitely like that at certain tracks, you know. Got to definitely
What's
drive.
the slickest for you then?
Slickest probably at Christmas time at Archfield, I guess.
Really?
Well, no, probably not. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Warrnambool, I guess.
Right. Archfield's kind of cool because once it gets slick, you get to the wall.
Yeah.
It's a great wall to run. You know?
Yeah.
You know, if it's slick, you beauty.
Yeah.
Because there's always a good, you know, a couple inches off the wall, you know.
Yeah,
that not everyone wants to run.
Yeah, I think I've done quite good on the damage this year, you know, but I've done a lot of right rear wheels.
All right, okay.
Yeah. So I said to Bingo when I started, I said, mate, I hope you got some spare right rears, because last year he was down at my shop and I said, see my pile there? That's all the outers we went through this year.
Right.
I said, if we're running the top, you're going to need them.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Have they done anything in technology, any sprint car nerd stuff that you like right now? I remember. Oh, go.
No, you're right. I'm just thinking, yeah
I
keep
just
going.
love that every now and then something would come out. Like I was there in